I the a-hole for wearing pink at my wedding because of my mother-in-law? We had a 20-person outdoor wedding with masks. Anyway, my husband is the only child of a divorced mom who has heavily relied on him for emotional support, yard work, chores, anything you would rely on a husband for. According to my husband, she's hated every girlfriend he's ever had, and I am no exception. I am stealing her baby. I've always been polite to her and ignored her passive-aggressive jibes. This woman has bought the perfume I was wearing after asking me what it was, bought the same car in the same color as me 1 month after I got mine, insisted we spend Valentine's Day with her, asked my husband why he doesn't take her on vacations, you name it. I made the mistake of allowing her to come bridal gown shopping with me and my mom. There, she found a white wedding dress and insisted it was a perfect mother of the groom dress. I was horrified, my mother was horrified, and the sales lady was horrified. We tried to convince her it was not appropriate and asked her to respect my wishes.
No dice.
She said,
"You are being a bridezilla."
And forgetting it's my special day too. I went home and told my fiance, now husband, and he tried to reason with her and she would not have it. So I decided we were changing things up. I picked a pink blush wedding gown without telling her. Had my bridesmaids pick white dresses. And my mom picked a white dress. We didn't tell her any of this. She showed up the day of the wedding and had a shocked Pikachu face and was beet red.
Oh my.
Honestly, the wedding was beautiful. It looked stunning to have a white bridal party in white and pink florals and me in a pink dress. She had a scowl on her face the whole time. Good. The day after the wedding, she called my husband and lectured him about how mean we were to her and we didn't let her feel special. And we took away her shine. Everyone I know is on my side, including my father-in-law, mother-in-law ex. But my husband's aunt said we bullied his mom by doing this. Did we? Am I the a-hole? Absolutely not. This was excellent. If you wear white to a wedding, you are embarrassing yourself. And not only that, you're basically telling everyone with a big giant sign on your forehead or body that you're an a-hole. Huh? What are you doing? Those are some monster-in-laws that deserve a special place in hell. The white dress. This story is about my friend's mother-in-law and her wedding. Strap in, guys. This is a wild ride in which I did the thing that got me banned from any of her family functions. A good friend of mine from university was getting married. They had been a couple since junior year of college, through her 2 years in the Peace Corps, and currently her return to this continent. 6 years in total. She had been to all manner of family functions and always came back with a strange story about how she thinks her mother-in-law secretly hates her. But she, being a very quiet and sweet person, pushed those thoughts aside. Point 1. She is vegetarian and Jewish. Husband is not. She was invited and went to Christmas dinner and figured she would just eat sides, as well as she brought a vegetarian casserole. Mother-in-law, after knowing her for 3 years, and being told by her husband a few weeks before not to forget that she doesn't eat meat, proceeded to put meat in every dish. Friend drank water and ate her casserole the whole night, while mother-in-law cried to everyone that friend was so rude for not eating her cooking. Anyway, back to the story. A few friends and I were asked to be in the wedding. Friend has a huge family, so this was not going to be a small affair. Neither of them is particularly religious, but friend said it would be nice to be married under a huppah. Husband said he could care less and told her to go and rent one for their wedding. I was at the bridal shower when mother-in-law found out about the
Pretty canopy,
which was actually a huppah. She almost lost her shit in front of a bunch of people, but managed to compose herself and laugh angrily that
if Jews were being represented, so would be the Catholics.
in my head I heard a record screech, guys, they aren't Catholic. So after much fighting, a lot of screaming, crying, threatening to pull money, which is funny because she contributed nothing. Mother-in-law lost. The boot was firmly placed and nothing was moving it. Huppah, yes. Catholic priest, no. Things got stupid quiet. My friend texts me the night before the wedding that she has a bad feeling. I tell her it's probably just nerves. She's getting married and this is a big deal. Oh, how wrong I was. We all show up, get our hair and makeup done, slip into our bridesmaids' dresses and hang out, waiting for the bride to be finished with her hair. She makes a comment saying she hasn't seen mother-in-law all day and that she skipped her hair and makeup appointment. We all side-eyed each other and took a few sips of wine and hoped the eerie feeling would go away. Oh God! 30 minutes later, as we are helping the bride into her dress, guess who shows up? Ooh, the mother-in-law. Mother-in-law! If you guess mother-in-law, you win a cookie. Yay! Flushed from coming up the stairs, she's not a light woman. In full hair and makeup and a white dress. Not ivory, not cream, full snow fricking white. The dress was clearly a wedding dress. It was even from David's bridal, which she would later shout at me. Floor length satin with a sweetheart beaded top, a bit of train and an off-white lace on the bottom. Oh my gosh. The dress was even tailored to her. This has been a long con she has orchestrated. The bride burst into tears and the aunts and friends ushered mother-in-law out. We did our best to console the bride, touched up her makeup, and I made her promise that the dress would never be seen in a photo. She looked me dead in the eye and nodded. Game on. The venue only supplied white wine and champagne for the wedding party, but I grabbed my purse and ran down into the reception area and managed to flag an attendant by the bar and bribe him with a cool $20 to give me a bottle of red early. I cracked the baby open, filled a solo cup to the brim with it, and stalked outside. After a few swigs from the bottle for courage, I went over to where everyone was getting ready to take photos. With one last hard stare at my friend, I got her nod of approval. I pulled out my phone, held it in front of my face like I was reading a text, and walked straight into mother-in-law. I poured the entire cup of red wine down the front of her dress, jumped back, and gasped. The look on her face was murderous. She screamed, yelled, threatened, and promised she would sue me. People had to hold her back because she wanted to fight me. Eventually, she switched from screaming to sobbing and sank to the ground and threw a tantrum on the floor. Jesus. Everyone moved back and just let her go at it and walked away to go take photos. It was surreal, as if everyone just hit their limit and noped out from around her. The 12-year-old flower girl whipped out her phone and snapped a few photos, much to our amusement. This is already super long. No, by all means, keep going. But I will say that mother-in-law went home and changed, only 20 minutes from the venue, into a nice dark green, too small and low-cut dress. Because of this, she missed all of the photos. Wedding was beautiful. I got death glares from everyone she told that I attacked her with. No were given as I drank and danced with friends. Bride thanked me in secret and 3 months later took me to the spa for a day of pampering. But I'm officially that C word to mother-in-law, and I'll take it with pride. I would too. That's like, you deserve a trophy. Excellent. Honestly, if your friend wouldn't spill a glass of wine on your monster-in-law at your wedding after she wore a white dress, is she really even your friend? Am I the a-hole for going home after I overheard my husband say he didn't want to bring me with him to his family vacation? My husband goes on annual vacations with his family. I'm on okay terms with them, but since we've only been married for a short time, I don't see his family much. We still have that barrier that keeps it from being completely comfortable around each other. His family arranged for the vacation last week. I, out of curiosity, asked if I could come. My husband felt hesitant, but I told him it would be a great opportunity to get to know his family better. He agreed to take me, and his family were surprised to see me, but still welcomed me. On the third day of the vacation, his dad, mom, brothers, and spouses were all sitting at a table outside talking while I was preparing a fruit salad. As I was making my way back, I overheard my mother-in-law say, "Did she really have nowhere else to spend this weekend?" At first, I had no idea who she was talking about, so I kept on walking, but stopped once I overheard my husband say, "I know, and I didn't want to bring her with me, but what was I supposed to do? You know how pushy she can get." I instantly figured it was about me. I felt so shaken up to the point where I almost dropped the salad. The whole time I was there, I cleaned, I cooked, I looked after the kids, and this is how they think of me, an inconvenience to them. Ooh, is this one of those things where he, complains about you a lot behind your back? I quietly booked a ticket and went home on the first plane. He called and texted, but I didn't respond anything other than I let him know that I was home. He got back and went off on me saying what I did was disrespectful and juvenile. I told him I overheard the conversation he had with his mom, but he said that I was wrong for eavesdropping. Gaslighting! That's f***ing gaslighting! And that his family will warm up to me on their terms, so I should stop pushing to be around that when they don't feel comfortable with it. Okay, but what's your excuse? Basically saying it was my fault for coming along in the first place. He said that going home made him and his family disappointed and gave them a really bad impression about me. Oh, really? I think that I might have messed this up and somewhat ruined it for them as well. Girl, you need to get a friggin' divorce, now. Now. You're definitely not an a-hole. You should be more of an a-hole, in my opinion. Divorce!